Hey guys, thanks for checking out this episode of Anderson's Outdoors, coming from Riana Campground near Abiquiu Lake in northern New Mexico. We had the opportunity to take a little trip, just the two of us, to celebrate our 18th anniversary. We've been having a great time. As usual, we really wanted to give you guys an idea of what you could expect if you were going to check this place out. So the campground is situated up kind of on a bluff above Abiquiu Lake in northern New Mexico. It's north of Santa Fe, and it's really in quite a beautiful place. The surroundings are amazing. This is the area where Georgia O'Keeffe lived many years and did a lot of painting of the landscapes. And so anyway, it's an amazing kind of combination of a mountain and desert badlands environment. The Chama River is gorgeous, and the lake is really nice too. So that's kind of the location and setting here for this campground.
This campground has 3 loops. One is a loop with electric and water, and the other 2 loops don't have electric or water. They're dry sites. And then there's also a tent camping area that has picnic tables. So,
yeah, and the tent area is kind of a walk-in. There's a parking lot, and you can park there, and then you'd have to kind of take your stuff a short distance over to get set up.
Yeah, they're not individual sites that you would pull up and park in.
As far as cost goes, I think in Padernal Loop, which is the loop that has the water and electric, I believe those sites are $16 a night. And in the other 2 loops, we're staying in Chama Loop, and I think the other one is called Puerco Loop. In Chama Loop and Puerco Loop, the cost is $12 a night. One thing that we do know is true is that this is a very popular campground. When we got here, our reservation was for a site with no water and no electric, and we were prepared for that, but we thought, well, we'll just ask and see when we check in with the camp host if there's a site available up in Padernal Loop where we could have that. He was like, no, there is nothing available, and these sites are booked up months in advance. So that is something to consider if you're wanting to come here. A lot of times in kind of remote places like this, middle of nowhere, New Mexico, you might think, I'll show up and it'll be fine. So anyway, plan a little bit in advance if you plan to bring your RV and you want water and electric here at Riana Campground.
Yeah. There is a dump station, so it's not full hookups. You don't have sewer at the sites, but they do have a dump station here.
Yeah, and I think that all of the loops do have, well, Padernal Loop has water, but at least in Chama Loop, just 2 or 3 sites down from us, there's a little parking lot. I guess it's like a little overflow parking lot, and there is a potable water spigot there. So, if you're towing a pop-up like us, or if you need to fill your tanks and you're going to be, not hooked up to water, there are sites here and there throughout the campground where you can fill your
and by
tanks.
the bathhouses too, there was a spigot. You can park there and fill your tanks there too. And speaking of bathhouses, they're okay. The one thing about this campground is that it's very well taken care of. They are always emptying the trashes. They clean the bathrooms every day,
including they have pit toilets.
But they're not. I mean, I really despise pit toilets, but these are very clean. They're cleaned every day, and there's not like spider webs up in the corners, and so they really do a nice job keeping the bathrooms clean, keeping the trashes empty, keeping the campground just tidy. And so that's really nice. But the bathrooms, having said that, the bathrooms are very old, and they don't have like the shower stall. The shower area is sort of like curtained off and has a bench and some hooks and then 2 shower stalls. There's not like a private place to undress, and so that provides a little bit of a problem if you're kind of not the locker room type and you don't want to just be like in there with a bunch of women. I don't know. So
they're small.
They're
Is
small.
part of the issue. Here it's just, Paderno Loop has a little bathroom with shower house. Chama and Puerco Loop in the tent area share a bathroom with a shower house, and then there's the little pit toilets interspersed throughout that are a little more convenient just for the bathroom. But yeah, those shower houses, it's just 2 showers. They're just right next to each other, and there's a little area where you can change. So as far as other amenities that are offered here at Riana Campground, there's really not a whole lot here at the campground. There's no general store or anything like that. Nowhere to really buy snacks or anything, not that I'm aware of. There is a very nice, they just upgraded, I think. They tore out the old playground, which is up near Paderno Loop where all the water and electric sites are. They tore out an old playground that was really getting pretty rickety and put in a very nice new looking playground if you have kids. What other amenities are there? None.
There's a playground.
There's a playground. Oh yeah, one other thing that we do need to mention when you're planning on coming here is that this whole campground, it's a non-alcoholic campground. So if you've got to have something to drink while you're here, that's something to consider. Might not be the right place for you.
The sites themselves are pretty nice, and they have a picnic table that's covered, which is really nice. And then they have a fire ring where you could, with one of those like flip over grills that you could grill on. And then they also have a big grill that you can,
separate barbecue, like a charcoal grill.
Yep. Our campground wasn't like super level. We did have to do some leveling. And so, but it wasn't like horribly unlevel.
It wasn't bad.
But it just,
had to put a couple rocks under the tire.
So many of these, we just like pull into the site and it's like our camper's just level. So, that's not the case here, but it's a nice site. It has these lodgepole fencing separating all the sites, and it's just really, really beautiful. And
spacious too. The sites are not really crammed together. There's a lot of open area. They really use the whole top of this.
There's nobody on either side of us or behind us, because of where we're located, there's not sites. So if you kind of look at the map, you can pick a site and end up not having anybody around you. So that's really nice. And then we have a really beautiful view of the lake and also of the Pedernal, which is this, if you've seen any Georgia O'Keeffe landscapes of this area, she probably painted that more than she painted anything else.
Yeah, it's just behind us. I don't think it's in view.
I don't think we can see it,
the way the camera is, but I can put a picture of it in. But yeah, and I guess that leads into the last part, which is sort of just the area attractions and what does this area have to offer? Why would you come to camp here at Riana Campground? And obviously the first thing that I would say is the lake, Abiquiu Lake. It's a small lake, and right now it's actually really, really low, and there is a boat ramp.
There's a swim beach.
They have a swim beach, and I think the ranger said that this is the highest elevation swim beach
in the country. Yep.
Yeah, that's kind of an interesting thing. I guess they mean at highest fishing. Like man-made swim beach.
Yeah, highest man-made.
Anyway, but yeah, the fishing's pretty good here. There's the Rio Chama above and below the spillway, above the lake and below the spillway. You can fish there. And
you have?
And I have, I fished.
Yeah, you should link to that video.
I will. I'll put a link to that. Yeah, last winter my friend and I came and froze nearly half to death. But we had an awesome day fishing. We caught a lot of fish.
Yeah.
So that's probably the number one reason people come to stay here, but there's also so many other great things around. Just up the road, like 10 miles maybe, is the Ghost Ranch, which is it's an amazing retreat center.
There's a lot of things at Ghost Ranch, and it's absolutely worth it to make some time to head out there.
Yep.
It's so beautiful, and the history is amazing.
We visited a hot springs in a little town called Ojo Caliente, and that was amazing. And then yesterday we've always driven past the Georgia O'Keeffe Visitor Center, I think it's called, and we just thought, hey, let's step in, we'll just stop in and kind of check that out, and ended up signing up for a tour of Georgia O'Keeffe's home in the town of Abiquiu. And so we did that yesterday, and that was just so fun. It was so wonderful. There's tons of things to do. That's just probably the tip of the iceberg in this area. There's we went on another hike and saw some old Pueblo ruins just down the road a little ways from the town of Abiquiu. An amazing area. There's all kinds of things to do here if you want to explore, if you're into the arts, culture, fossils, archaeology, paleontology, fishing, swimming,
Water,
boating,
canoeing,
lizards. There's a little lizard coming at you over there. Oh, he's a little baby.
Oh.
So thanks for checking out this episode of Anderson's Outdoors. Glad you guys watched, and we'll catch you guys next time.
Good job, honey.
That was good.
Yeah, I think that was a good
And now for the coffee over the shoulder technique.